Is this a drill or something?
Then you will die.
The end of the Star Wars Rebels Season 2 finale appeared to show the final moments of Ahsoka Tano. Or did it? What was the true meaning behind the mysterious bird seen just after Darth Vader limps away from the battle? The bird has appeared in a handful of episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars and one other episode of Rebels, and Dave Filoni himself has stated that there is a deeper meaning to the creature's appearance. Nothing is in Rebels by accident after all, but what exactly is the significance of this Convor? Let's start with what we know. Names in Star Wars usually have some kind of meaning, and that definitely applies here. Convories, the plural of Convor, are named after Dave Filoni's wife, Anne Convoy. Now, usually when you name something after your wife, it's a move meant to flatter. Surely Filoni wouldn't be cruel or dumb enough to use Convories to tease us and cause us pain, right? Tying the owl-like bird to Ahsoka would make it that much more special. And when Filoni named the birds over 5 years ago, whilst working on the Clone Wars, he might not have had the minute future detail in mind, but he's known about Ahsoka's path for a while, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was planned even then. So what do we know about the Convories? They first appeared in the Clone Wars in the Season 3 episode Padawan Hunt. The episode kicked off a two-part story that took place on the Trandoshan-controlled moon Waska. This was the story where Ahsoka met Chewbacca. A small group of yellow-feathered Convories appear in the Jungle Moon in both episodes. Their presence helped add a lived-in and natural look to the environment, but that seemed to be the extent of their purpose. In the 5th season of The Clone Wars, Convories showed up again in Bound for Rescue. Ahsoka was captured by Hondo Anaka, and the birds were present in the Pirate's Den. Before we see the Convor in Rebels Season 2 finale, one appears in The Mystery of Chopper Base. It even flies over Ahsoka's head at one point, and the color and pattern of this Convor is distinct, and it seems to be the very same Convor we see in the finale after Ahsoka's fight with Darth Vader. Now I'm going to talk more about the coloring of the Convor in a minute, but this is a good place to mention the Convor in Rebels looks nothing like the one in the Clone Wars. And that makes sense though. For example, we've seen two kinds of Tuca felines in the animated series. The one on the Coruscant in Clone Wars was purple and striped, while the Lothcats on Lothal in Rebels are brown and striped. And here's yet another puzzle piece to consider. Sabine Wren's changed her armor for the upcoming 3rd season of Rebels, and her left shoulder plates features, you guessed it, a Convor. Coincidence? I doubt it. Not in this show. But is it there to honor Ahsoka? If so, how would she know about a connection between Ahsoka and the creature? And this is where, is there a connection to the past? I mentioned the colors of the Convor we see in Star Wars Rebels. Its front is a cream colored and its back is a pale green. These colors tie closely to the palette used for the daughter in her human and creature forms in the Mortis trilogy arc from Season 3 of Star Wars The Clone Wars. The daughter was a manifestation of the light side of the Force, and spoiler, she was killed by her brother, the Son. But before she died, she used her final moments and the last of her powers to resurrect Ahsoka from the dead. The Force brought Ahsoka back to life through the daughter, and Convories didn't start showing up in the animated series until after the Mortis arc. Interesting. What did the appearance of the Convories mean though? Each time the Convories have appeared in the Clone Wars and Rebels, it's been during a time when Ahsoka was being challenged. They were there when she was captured by the Trandoshans and had to use her training to get herself and everyone out, and the birds were there when she was being held against her will by Hondo and then had to escape. A Convor was right there before she left for the doomed mission on Malachor. And finally, the Convor was there after the battle with Vader. Each instance has happened when Ahsoka had to overcome adversity. The Convories seem to show up at times where she's tested, but ultimately demonstrates her strength and resilience. Convories are based on owls, and the animal has symbolism in several cultures. Owls are associated with the Greek goddess Athena and wisdom. In Japanese culture, owls offer protection from suffering, which could tie into the Convor looking out for Ahsoka. In still other cultures, the owl is connected with guardianship of the underworld and keeper of spirits. spirits. Owls accompanying spirits to the underworld, but it doesn't have to be associated with literal death. It can be symbolic. So an owl is there to guide someone on an important transition in life, a la someone becoming one with the Force maybe? What has Dave Filoni said about the Convor in Rebels? Well, Dave Filoni likes to leave things up to fans rather than giving concrete answers, but he did say a few things about the appearance of the Convor in Rebels finale. He confirmed it's not an accident. He said that if you know what the owl represents, it deepens the lore of the Convor's appearance. He also said the Convor is an avatar. It's like a messenger, an observer, and that whatever it's an avatar of has appeared in the animated Star Wars universe before. And it's not an avatar of the dark side. In a series of digital trading cards Filoni designed for Topps, there's an image of Ahsoka after she's passed through the door to the Sith Temple looking at a Convor. He said it was one of the most revealing cards because it explores what the journey into the underworld means. Another card Filoni illustrated shows the Convor flying over Ahsoka that ties to the Convor being like an owl and accompanying Ahsoka along her path as a guide. Using all this information, it's likely that the Convor is an avatar for the daughter from Mortis. Avatar is the key word. Dave said that the Convor is an avatar and that we've seen it before. The cream, gold, and green colors of the avatar strongly resemble the daughter, and we saw her change from a human into a winged creature on Mortis, so we know she could take on different shapes. Why not a Convor? And yes, the daughter died, but we know the light side Force wielders don't have to experience death as we know it. And to add another layer, the daughter herself is an avatar. She's a literal representation of the light side of the Force. On Mortis, the son killed Ahsoka, and the daughter brought Ahsoka back to life. On Malachor, Darth Vader may have killed Ahsoka, and the daughter helped guide Ahsoka to the afterlife or to her next form as a Force ghost, or maybe whatever happened to Ahsoka, the daughter was there as a Convor to accompany Ahsoka to her next step, and resurrection is something that we've explored before. But the beauty of this video is it's just the start of the discussion. We've just seen a new Convor in Star Wars Rebels appear with the same coloring as Ahsoka. Could she have taken up the new form? Or maybe she's coming back. Though our love for Star Wars surrounds and it binds us together, so let me know in the comments below, do you believe Ahsoka is a Force spirit? What is the significance of the Convors, and will we see her again? Because if you love Star Wars, I want to talk to you about it. It's as simple as that, my friends. If you want to stay up to date with the latest Star Wars videos on origins, games, and theories, don't forget to use those Force powers of yours and hit subscribe. And hey, leave a comment below about what you want to see in future videos. It may just get covered. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Always.